Well, what a pleasure it is for us here on another Double A Quarantine podcast. My name's Adrian with us again. We've got one of the all-time Bay Sox greats, Calvin Pickering. And Calvin, a lot of times when we talk about some of the greats in Bay Sox history, we talk about players that kind of got stuck in Bowie, had 3 or 4 good years, but you had great years. So before we start looking back at your 1998 season, we want to check up with you, see how you're doing, how you're riding out this time, and where you are right now.
I'm doing good, man. I'm just out here living in California, working. I'm in corrections right now. So, after baseball, try to find something else, what to do, And so I got into corrections. So I'm working with juvenile corrections and stuff like that with the younger youths trying to, be a positive role model to them. If I could help one of them out in there, change their life, I'm saying? It's a blessing. So, that's what I'm doing now. And also just raising my son, man. He's coming, so he's a ball player. He's
Fantastic.
15.
Ooh.
Yeah, 15, and already like 6'6", 6'1", so shortstop. So he's up and coming. I think he's gonna be better than me, but I'll tell him though.
So we have an usher named Bubba. He worked in the third base section. Not sure if you remember him, but he is a huge fan of yours. And he asked me to ask you, if we got you on here, what is a hobby and something you really enjoy doing right now?
Me teaching. I coach. Actually, I just finished, just got back from working with a couple kids. That's what I do. Baseball is my life. So even though I'm in corrections and I'm working, I'm baseball 24/7. So that's what I love. I love teaching the game, spreading my knowledge, as much as I can. And, whoever wants it. I just go out there and just, try to give back and help the younger generation that's coming.
How proud are you, Calvin, of the fact that, when you start playing at the age of 18, you just never know where that journey is going to go, and the ability to play for 14 years. You played 6 years in the major leagues as well, but even with your league time, 14 years playing baseball for a living, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah. That was my dream, man, from growing up in the Virgin Islands. That's all we did back home, in the Caribbean. Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic is only like 20, 30 minutes away from my island. So,
Right.
that was my ticket off the island. I always dreamed I was going to play in the big leagues. I know I wanted to play in the big leagues. I had some good friends, doing, even though they was, doing good or doing bad, they know that I was very talented in the game, and they pushed me. And, I give a lot of credit to my mom, especially, and then, for her pushing me and guiding me in the right direction. And my uncle, rest in peace, but he was a big figure in my baseball life coming up. He would wake me up at 5, 6 in the morning to go practice every day.
Wow.
The crazy part about it is that, he loved the game so much, and he knew that we was very talented, and I was very talented, that he would push me. We only play Saturday and Sunday in the Virgin Islands. That was baseball. So Monday through Friday was just practice. So that's what we did. And I just fell in love with the game, and I knew what I wanted, and I set my mind and to achieve my goal, and that's what it was. I happened to leave the Virgin Islands when I was 17. Went to Tampa, Florida for my senior year to live with my aunt. It was time for me to leave the Virgin Islands if I wanted to make it. So my mom arranged it. We left. I left them behind, and it was history after that. I got to Tampa, and my high school coach took me under his wing. And in 1 year, I played in four major states, representing the state in Florida. And he pushed me, and he put it on the line. He called the Baltimore Orioles scout. He was just starting, Harry Shelton, and told him, "Hey, Harry, you need to come see this guy." And he was like, "Man, I can't take a chance. It's going to be hard." And he said, "Look, my coach put his job on the line." He said, "I don't care if you don't come back to King High School to scout another player, but I need you to come see this kid. This kid is not, he ain't just a normal kid. You need to come see him. And if you don't like him, you don't like him. But I guarantee you, when you see him hit the ball and play the game, you're going to have a change of mind." And he came out. Harry was just started in scouting for the Baltimore Orioles at the time. And he went back and he took his cross check and said, "Look, we got something special. This kid is I never seen nothing like this." And at that time in Tampa, they were scouting this kid named Manson, Eric Manson or something like that. And out of Hillsborough High School that Dwight Gooden went to, Gary Sheffield
Right.
went to. That was really throwing 94, 95, dominating the league. And this kid came from the Virgin Islands, 17, and no one could have touched him. And I faced him, and it was history. There was we never seen nobody hit him like this. I would say, well, I've been facing this type of pitching from when I was 13, 14 years old. So to me, it was nothing. So they took a chance, and it was history. Signed with Baltimore right out of high school, and 3 years later, I was in the big leagues. So but yeah, going back to that 1998.
Yeah, Calvin,
season
tell us a little bit about that, because that season you hit 309, you hit 31 homers and had 114 RBIs, and you were on a great team. You had Jerry Hairston on that team.
Mm-hmm.
We actually talked to Rick Short just a week or two ago.
Rick Short,
who had a long career. You had a lot of really good guys on that team, but that was your year, wasn't it?
I think I have to give a lot of credit to our coaches. Joe Ferguson, our manager, I think at that time, and Ben Figueroa, our coach at that time. I think Larry McCall too. I started off, to be honest, 4 for 40 or something like that
Really?
season. Yeah, people don't remember that, but I started off. I was struggling at the first couple weeks. Coming off of Salisbury the year before, and Bluefield winning the championship, going to Salisbury the year after 97, winning the championship back-to-back years. Me and Ryan, we was the top two players in the organization, and they was like, okay, we skip Frederick. So they thought that was a big jump for us, skipping Frederick and going straight to AA. So that year, I started off, I think, 4 for 44, 4 for 40 or something like that. And I remember Sid Drift and the front office, they started panicking. It was like, oh, he ain't ready for this level. And Joe Ferguson, they wanted to send me down to Frederick. And Joe Ferguson was like, no, he ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere, he's going to be fine, And Joe pulled me in the office. He said, look, we're gonna get this. We're gonna turn this around. We're gonna just keep working. Just keep working. It's gonna come. We know you can hit. We know, it's just a matter of time that you get hot. And we went in the cage. Me, Ben, and Mr. Ferguson went in the cage, and we work every day. And all of a sudden, I just caught fire, and it was lights out after that. I just roll. We just rode the way. We just keep, attacking. I keep, going up there and putting quality at bats together, and the results came.
When you get in that moment, and when you say you were 4 for 40 or 4 for 44, and you're starting to struggle, but you had great coaches and they're encouraging you, you're getting that cage every day. Was there a certain mindset that helped you to stick to it, or any one motto or something that kind of propelled you when you started feeling greater about your game?
I think it went back for me, knowing that, the type of hit I was, the confidence that I had in myself. I know that I was better than what people, were showing on paper. What I'm saying? And the biggest thing for me was, just staying focused. I know that it's going to turn around. It wasn't the first time that I started off slow in a season. All my whole career, to be honest, the first half, I just, I start off slow, and then I would just pick up. And once the heat pick up, once it start getting warm, I start getting warm. So I think that was a big thing for me. So I just try to just keep grinding and keep putting in that quality work, because I know what I had. I never shy away from my I never let my confidence get down. I just know that I just got to keep battling and going out there and putting good quality at bats, getting my walks in. I used to tell myself, well, if I'm not swinging the bat good, I need to get at least 2 or 3 walks a game. limit their bats and stuff. So my average on drop down. So that was my biggest thing. And knowing that eventually it was going to come around, and once it come around, it wasn't going to no stopping.
Calvin, do you think that your year in Bowie, 1998? Do you think it sparked the rest of your career? You look at it. A lot of guys make it to Double A, but if they struggle at Double A, their career might end right there. And you played 10 more years after your year in Bowie. Do you think that year, and I know that you never put up numbers like you did. I mean, it's hard to put up 309 with 31 home runs year after year, but it was the biggest year of your career offensively. And do you think that one of the main reasons you were able to have such a great career was because of how great a season you had in Bowie?
Yeah, I mean, you learn every year. Every year is different. I think for me, it was just setting goals. That was my biggest thing, setting goals. Just going out there and competing. And, one thing about me, it was like, okay, I hit 31 that year. My next year, I want to hit 35. And anything after 35 is a bonus. That's how I went about my business, I set goal and I achieved those goals. Now, anything else after that was a bonus for me. I think that, just going out there and competing every day. Because you have to stay on top of your game in this game. You can't, take it for granted that, I make it and that's it, because there's always someone coming behind me. There's always someone coming to take my job. Right. So I always have to stay on top of my game and go out there and compete. And there's a spotlight was always on me, especially me and Ryan Miner. It was always on us. They always look at us to like, let's see what Pick is doing. Let's see Ryan is doing. So we both of us feed off of each other, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? He doing good, I want to do good. We try to match each other. We push each other. And I think that's what we had going up and throughout our whole career. We had each other to feed off of.
So. Calvin, we've been playing a few games on our show. So we're going to do a rapid fire with you. So we'll pull up a clock and do about 30 seconds. We'll keep it short and sweet. So my first question to you is, do you have any pets?
I have one
and if you do, what kind?
Dog. I don't know where he's at. I think he's with my son or something. But one little dog, little mini Chihuahua thing. I used to have a Rottweiler, but she passed away.
Favorite TV show?
Honestly, I like all mafia shows.
Your favorite color?
Brown.
What do you usually eat for breakfast?
Eggs.
And when you were a teenager, you told us before that you played baseball and that was your dream and passion. Was there another sport that you also played?
Just basketball.
Basketball?
That's it, yeah.
And my final question, what would your perfect road trip be?
My perfect road trip. You know what? I would like to go back to Korea.
Oh, Korea! Where you played baseball there for a while?
I played baseball there. It's a beautiful country, and I love it.
Great.
Calvin, did you ever play basketball against Ryan Miner? I mean, he could have been in the NBA.
Nah, I would foul him. He was too good. He was too good. We used to clown out there. So I'm like, good. You try to shoot at me, I'm a swat. I'm a foul you hard. He was really good, man. I used to actually. The funny part, I used to watch him in college ball when he was playing.
Yeah.
So I remember him playing, and then all of a sudden they were like, we signed Ryan Miner signed with us. I was like, the basketball player? They're like, what? He's like, yeah. So yeah, he was pretty good. He would go shoot around with us sometimes. I said, but we had, man, we had a good team. We had a good time together playing coming up.
Well, thank you, Calvin. We really appreciate the time. It's been great to meet you and look back at what was one heck of a year back in 1998. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, it was great, man. I wish I won that Triple Crown, though. I lost it by a few points, man. Came up a little short, but, it was a blessing, man. And, I miss the fans over there in Bowie, too, man. I've been meaning to come back. I want to come back and visit. I went back to Salisbury a few years back, and, it would be nice to come and see the stadium, man. It's been a long time.
Boy, we'd love to have you back,
If you're in the area, please let us know.
Absolutely. Yeah. If I come that way, I'm definitely going to set it up. I've been, trying to talk to Phil about it and stuff like that, to come back and visit, see some game and stuff. But yeah, if I do come that way, I'm definitely coming down there.